Hello, welcome to HFF225 Philosophy and Current Issues. I'm from Group21 and my name is Group21 and I just want to share with you our topic, Students' Reflections on the COVID-19 Pandemic. I will introduce something for you about our topic. So the introduction is divided into two different parts. First, a background of COVID-19 and the second, research objectives. So in recent years, the COVID-19 has swept the world and has had a considerable impact on countries, especially the economy and education. As a subject of education, students are affected and reflect on this situation. The pandemic has had a threefold impact. The coronavirus has claimed millions of lives. People are suffering from job insecurity and poverty, and students who should be in school are being asked to stay at home. Especially suffering from the job insecurity and poverty, a lot of students just graduated from the university might become hopeless for their future of their lives, and they don't know where should they go and where should they do. So it has been more than 2 years since the outbreak began. Almost all countries agree that one of the main means of fighting the pandemic is getting students out of the school and staying at home. Public health experts believe that opening educational institutions could lead to further spread of the virus, to smooth the curve of confirmed cases and prevent overcrowded hospitals. Students must stay home or their universities in order to avoid the coronavirus. So, as the study shows, students, especially for university students who are under quarantine due to COVID-19, will suffer from mental illness because of long-time lockdown. For active young students, always been locked down in the home or the university. They want to hang out with friends. They always wanted to do some interesting things in their young time, and to defend ourselves, improving body immunity, becoming more and more prominent. I know some rules. I know why the government to enact such policies to lock down the students in their home or their university. Yes, it's definitely for their immunity But students could do some simple exercise in their dormitories, such as jumping and rope jumping. On the other hand, students could improve and underpin their immunity. But in some reasons, I still think the government should pay more attention on the mental health, because in 21st century, the mental health is becoming a very important factor that will affect one's health or not one's health. So for lockdown students, they could do some simple exercise and to learn some skills in the internet. For example, they can design more portable, cheaper, easier to manufacture and use, and safer emergency ventilators for critical ill student patients. Based on this point of view, so we decided to conduct two different research objectives of this study are. The first, to explore how policy enacted for COVID-19 affects students' behaviors, because a lot of students locked down in their homes or their university or locked down in their hotels. They really don't know what should they do when they're getting locked down, and what their opinions for the policies the government enacted. And the second, to seek how students realize the world, the nature, the life of the numerous people had been affected and suffer from pain, both physical and mental. Because we really don't know the power of virus, we don't really know the power of nature. We still think the human is the first. We still think the human is the first in the nature worldwide. But unfortunately, as a matter of fact, just a little coronavirus can jeopardize the global economics, can damage it to our body health. So we really want to know how students realize the world, how students can make sense of the nature, the life, and how should they value their life to do some beneficial things in the future.
Hello everyone, my name is Huang Duyu, come from Group 21. Our group topic is Students' Reflections on the COVID-19 pandemic. The part that I'm responsible is the literature review. Okay. This part needs 4 steps for pro-actions, then analyze, process, and impact. This part is reference. These courses can all be found on the Google Academic Report with the name and the time of the publisher and the title of the article to prove the accuracy of the report. Okay. And then we got two conclusions. One is the impact of COVID-19 on students, and the other is the reflections that students get through COVID-19. The first one, we will talk about the impact. Due to the COVID-19 epidemic, most countries require to cancel face-to-face teaching and teaching in the form of online. Teaching academic is to the survey. Most students believe that the effect of online teaching is very poor, mainly because they fail to communicate with teachers in time and fail to adapt to the new learning environment. Okay. At the same time, the teacher also said he couldn't communicate with his students and couldn't solve the problem of students in the time. So we can know the online teaching has certain shortcomings. Okay, the second one. Let's talk about the students' processes of COVID-19. First of all, the students have realized the value of life. Many people have lost their lives and their families in this disaster. Second, it has changed their lifestyle to a certain extent, such as they are wearing masks when going out and use video when they want to communicate with the relatives and friends. Finally, they also improve their ability to distinguish right from and wrong, because there were many rumors on the internet during the period. Okay, that's all.
Hello, doctor. My name is Li Qiaoning. My micro number is 155810. What I will be talking about is a methodological approach to how the policies developed by COVID-19 affect the behavior of students. For this analysis, we are using primary data. We analyzed the data from a survey of students taking online courses during COVID-19. This data has a total of 743 samples, and we used a quantitative research approach. Some information was extracted from the student online classroom data during the epidemic for comparison. For example, whether students preferred to taking classes online or offline, and whether students could understand what the teacher was saying when they took classes online. In the survey, we found that the policy of online classes at home has led to a significant reduction in the quality of the students' classes, and online classes also lead to the decrease in physical activity, which lead to the decrease in physical fitness. In addition, students stay at home for a long period of time during the online course, do not meet with their classmates, and have irregular routines, which can also lead to emotional problems. So to address this situation, students adjust their mindset in the classroom and find an online learning method that suits them. They should also exercise properly and work and rest reason.
To investigate student views on life and the nature of the world after surfing COVID-19, Our sample include 100 students of different genders, and we did a quantitative study on the students' views on nature, life and life after experience the pain of epidemic. In this study, we used quantitative research method to study students' view on life, nature, and life after experience pain. We put forward an idea about students' view on nature after suffering from the epidemic. 15% think the epidemic is caused by human overconsumption of nature. Uh, uh, 35% think it is caused by predation of wild animal. In addition, 50% think it is man-made and experienced lockdown at the end of 2019, recession, and health change. We looked at whether people should follow the rules survival of the fittest, and 90% said they should actively fight the COVID-19. Only 10% followed this nature law. And we also looked at students' view on life after surfing. 50% will enjoy the rest of their lives. 30% care more about their relatives and friends, and 10% think they will be a productive member of society in the future.
Hello everyone, I'm Wang Junyu, and I'm going to introduce to you. In the findings section, I have collected 3 spread tables. First, in this table, the number of new proven infections worldwide in 2022 is counted. The trend shows a downward trend in the number of infections. It has dropped from 4 million at the beginning of the year to less than 1 million. In the next 2 graphs, we can see how much of an impact COVID-19 has on students. Students with COVID-19 were 0.4 less likely to take online classes than students without the infection. The average GPA in terms of semesters was 17% lower in comparisons. In addition, the number of study hours per work decreases significantly due to COVID-19, especially for students with the disease. Meanwhile, this had a serious consequence, leading to deferred graduation, absenteeism, and change of major. 30% of participants deferred graduation, 11% withdraw in the spring semester, and 12% indicated that their choice of major was affected by COVID-19. The symbol of delta means that 25 and 75% of the cross-section distribution. Standard deviations are in percentages. The following chart addresses the impact of employment issues faced by graduating students. We saw significant disruptions to current and expected labor market outcomes for students from COVID-19. As for the breadth of current employment, on average, 29% of students lost their peer pandemic. 67% had jobs prior to the outbreak. 13% has internships or job offer cancelled. And 61% reported having close relatives who were unemployed or had reduced earnings. More students worked fewer hours at school, especially those infected with COVID-19, by 11.64 hours. So, in these 2 ways, the impact of COVID-19 on students is very significant.
For the first research objective 1,
the impact of COVID-19 policies on students. During the epidemic, many countries implemented virtual online course exchange and limited classroom interaction, and inefficient schedule significantly affected students' satisfaction. This is very difficult for students from poor families, whose families are unable to buy some basic equipment to attend classes, and at the same time, the digital skills of teachers and students are also a big challenge. Many importantly, it will affect students' social activity and study and their physical and mental health. For research object 2, students' organization after experiencing physical and mental pain. During the popularity of COVID-19, it caused several physical and mental health problems to students in all countries. And after that, students should know the word again. Students should correctly know the impact of the epidemic and try to adapt to the current environment and life. Keep an optimistic attitude. Take care of the health of yourself and your family, and minimize the impact and harm of the epidemic on yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Ding Xuan. I'm going to introduce you about finding a solution. According to the survey, many countries affected by the epidemic have implemented online classes. While online education is a big problem for poor families, which can't meet their children's basic learning equipment, resulting in many students dropping out of school. In order to meet the challenges they face, countries have formulated specific and sometimes innovative policy measures, ensuring that social and emotional needs are met, providing fair and inclusive additional opportunities to serve disadvantaged students. At the same time of online education, schools should always pay attention to students' psychological and physical health and conducted periodic physiological examination, thus reducing the impact of the epidemic on students' physical and mental health. And in order to solve such problems, the government and schools have actively cooperated and introduced many solutions. Governments in various countries provide financial and equipment support to families of poor students or implement subsidy policies for poor families. The school established periodic mental health check-ups for students, understands the students' mental health solution, and conducts mental health education and assistance such as psychological lectures. Students maintain a healthy daily life, adequate sleep cycle and physical exercise, and have a healthy and good state. Parents should always pay attention to students' health and psychological problems so as to provide timely guidance and prevention.